Hello everybody, this is Michael with Lake Norman Firearms Training. I wanted to do a video today going over these two firearms here. This is the Glock 43x and the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield EZ9. This is my wife's concealed carry weapon. This is my concealed carry weapon. And wanted to go over the differences because anytime I'm in a gun shop, I hear these two come up a lot and usually being compared against each other. The people have decided that these are the two they're going after. So what's the difference? Which one should they get? So let's start here. One, there are some physical differences here. Let's look at these two. Well, first, safety before anything. Let's go ahead. And these weapons have already been cleared, but I will show you that this one is clear. And also this one is clear. No surprises today. So we'll start off with the size difference. As you can see here, Smith & Wesson is about a ½ inch longer than the 43x. And although for someone my size, this does not make a difference, but a smaller frame person, that little bit on the end there can definitely get in the way. My wife definitely prefers this weapon for concealing. This one just is a little bit too long for her to not print, which means show that she's carrying. Also, your Glock 43x is a tiny bit thinner. Not much. I mean, this one comes in at 1.1 inch, this one at 1.2 inches. So it's not a big difference there. And if you look at the handles here, where your grips are, Smith & Wesson might be a little thinner, but as far as length goes, you're not gaining or losing anything on either of these weapons. And the magazines sit flush, so there's nothing really being extended there. The one thing that comes up a lot is, especially with maybe it's somebody with arthritis, or I know my wife, for example, some females have trouble racking this gun. It's a little stiffer. I mean, we've got probably over 500 rounds in this one already. And it is noticeably harder to rack and chamber than this. I mean, this is something Smith & Wesson did with this one. The reason they call it the Easy is it was easy to rack, easy to shoot, easy to load. I mean, I can take this and just kind of two-finger it here and rack it. So this one is definitely easier to rack than this one. Also, you go over weight. There's a big difference here. 43x is a lot lighter. 43x is only 18.7 ounces, whereas the Smith & Wesson rolls in at 23.2 ounces. And it's mainly the slide is thicker. I mean, when you hold this weapon, you can feel the heaviness behind it. And you can look on the back here and see where the Glock does the standard, plastic slide plate on the back. And this is solid all the way around. The reason for this is your 43 is a striker fire pistol. This has an internal hammer. Where that comes in with your preference in shooting, being an internal hammer, you're going to have a crisper trigger break. When you come back here and you pull this and you get to that wall, it's going to be a crisper break. And the weight, trigger pull weight on this is only 4.5 pounds, so it's a little easier to pull the trigger on this one, whereas this one's a 5.5 pound trigger. And it's striker fire, which means it can get a little kind of spongy feeling when you pull the trigger. But Glock does a really good job with their stuff, so it's not like some of your more value brands, but it is a little spongier than the M&P Shield. And then also the longer barrel on this one will give you a little bit flatter shot, a little less recoil, not much. A shorter barrel kind of makes it pop just a little bit more. But not enough to make a huge difference. One thing I do like on this Glock, if you look, we got our angles here on our grips. You notice the Glock has a little bit more angle on it. And when I shoot, I like to lock my wrist for follow-up shots to help control the recoil. And this angled grip allows me to kind of get my hand down more to help lock that wrist. Where this one's a little more straight up and down, and I have to bring my pinky into it a little more to help control that recoil. Also, as far as safeties go, your Glock 43x has just the typical Glock blade trigger here. I don't know if you can see that on the video or not. That has to be depressed before the trigger will continue to move backwards. On your Smith & Wesson Easy Shield, the model I have here just has the grip safety. Basically this weapon, until you get a good grip on it and you can kind of hear that engage, this weapon will not fire unless that grip safety is put in. And I hear some people, go off, oh, grip safeties, I don't like those. Well, the truth of the matter is, with a grip safety, if you were gripping the pistol correctly, that safety will engage. I mean, if you want to get down here and whatever that would be called, no. But if you're high and tight and you grip that pistol the way it should be, that safety's engaged. They do make a version of this gun that has a manual thumb safety here also that can be switched on and off. I chose not to get that one just because in emergency situations, this being my everyday carry, I just wanted to worry about one safety to engage and not two in case a hectic emergency did arise. Also, on these weapons, this one, a little more firepower. Your Glock 43x has 10 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. Smith & Wesson will hold 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. The magazine for the Smith & Wesson is their Easy Load magazine. Has these tabs on it where you can push them down as you're loading, so you don't have to sit there and work your thumb. So really anybody with any issues with their hands, this gun is great. I mean, it's easy to rack, the trigger's crisp, you can pull this down. It's a great gun. The G43X here does not have the tabs, but they do give you one of these easy loaders when you get it. So instead of sitting here and pushing your thumbs over and over again and killing them, you can just slide this on and this will push it down for you. So really there's not a lot of difference between these two guns, and I think that's why the argument comes up over and over again anytime I'm in a store. It's just they're so similar, and it turns out to be more personal preference. There's pluses and minuses for both of them. I mean, honestly, I'll carry this one sometimes and I'm happy and satisfied with it. I'll carry this one some days and I am happy and satisfied with it. It honestly just depends on the mood I'm in. My wife absolutely loves this gun, which is it was a little easier to rack, but has gotten used to it and can do it fine. And that's where this one comes along. So really it'll be personal preference. I'm not going to try to sway you one way or the other. I like to just give you the facts and let you make your own educated decision. So if you have any questions or comments, please fill them out in the comments below. And if you think I didn't do that horrible of a job, maybe you can like or subscribe to this video, and I will attempt to get better with every one. Thank you for watching.